Science fiction is a genre within speculative fiction, which just refers to non-realistic fiction. Science fiction is a text whose story is explicitly or implicitly extrapolated from scientific or historical premises. Many dismiss the genre's relevancy because the stories are more plot or setting driven rather than character driven. However, the genre needs that to be true. The science needs to be believable and well written. Therefore, much emphasis needs to be on the story and the science. Without that, the storyline would be less believable and therefore less appealing. Though some readers may critique the genre for this, you could not argue that the genre really opens up students' imaginations and prompts them to think about their future. On page 182 of the book, the authors write, because well-written science fiction is alive, vibrant, and exciting, its use may yield unexpected dividends. As science fiction challenges readers to think about their past, present, and future, the reader's imagination comes into play. As readers begin to consider the future of the world presented in the novel they are reading, they also consider the world they live in. Well-written science fiction both warns and teaches readers to build the future they want, based on logic and knowledge, and is full of magic moments. The book even cites David Brin, who considers the genre to be truly American, and even compares the genre to jazz due to its vibrant and original and exciting nature. The first subgenre within science fiction is entitled Earth's Future. These novels focus on the future of the Earth after some huge event, like nuclear bombs, alien invasion, and even robots taking over. Examples of this genre include The White Fox Chronicles by Paulson, Memory Boy by Weaver, and Old Man's War by Scalzi. Master of science fiction Isaac Asimov's book I, Robot is a great example of this genre and has now been made even more famous by Will Smith and Sonny the Robot. In this upcoming scene, Sonny and Detective Spooner explore what it is to be human while Sonny learns about his emotions. This clip is a great representation of this genre due to its universal theme of humanness and technology that is not too far off into the future.
5 minutes. Murder's a new trick for a robot. Congratulations. Respond.
What does this action signify? As you entered, when you looked at the other human, what does it mean?
It's a sign of trust. It's a human thing. You wouldn't understand.
My father tried to teach me human emotions. They are difficult.
You mean you're a designer?
Yes.
So why'd you murder him?
I did not murder Dr. Lanning.
Want to explain why you were hiding at the crime scene?
I was frightened.
Robots don't feel fear. They don't feel anything. They don't get hungry. They don't sleep.
I do. I have even had dreams.
Human beings have dreams. Even dogs have dreams, but not you. You are just a machine. An imitation of life. Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
Can you?
I think you murdered him because he was teaching you to simulate emotions and things got out of control.
I did not murder him.
But emotions don't seem like a very useful simulation for a robot.
I did not murder him.
What the hell, I don't want my toaster or my vacuum cleaner appearing emotional.
I did not murder him!
That one's called Anger. Ever simulate anger before? Answer me, Canner!
My name is Sonny.
A book that exemplifies this subgenre of future Earths is The Adoration of Jenna Fox. This book takes place in the near future. Jenna is a teenager that is beginning to learn about herself and her life after a traumatic car crash. Throughout the book, we learn more and more about her situation and eventually learn that she is a man-made object. After her accident, her father, a pioneering biologist, was able to upload her brain into a computer while he made her new body. In her investigation into her past, she finds that her parents have kept another copy of her brain on a hard drive just in case her body fails, as well as copies of her friends' brains, who also happened to die during the car crash. Jenna must eventually face the moral dilemmas of biological engineering and when a person is considered alive or dead. This book really falls best under the category of future Earths. Though this story does not take place after a major world catastrophe or event, it does take place in the near future after a significant leap in science and technology. It is also a strong piece of scientific literature due to its exploration of moral and ethical dilemmas within a convincing science and technology-based plot. A second subgenre within science fiction could be called contradiction of known laws. These stories take place on Earth, but an Earth without our natural laws. So, for example, time travel would be possible. Examples of this genre would be Johnny and the Bomb by Pratchett and Gideon the Cutpurse by Buckley Archer. Another subgenre within science fiction would be called Other Worlds. These books basically just take place on alien worlds. Examples of these would be Dragonslinger by McAfee and Pushing Ice by Reynolds. Yet another subgenre would be entitled Utopias. Now, these stories take place in communities that are on the surface ideal, and they're really used to explore the hopes and fears for the human society. Examples of these books include The Uglies by Westerfield and The Giver by Lowry. The last subgenre within science fiction would be entitled Alternative Histories. These stories create settings with alternative histories of the world, sometimes using time travel as the culprit for the changing history. An example of these stories would be the Alvin Maker series by Orson Scott Card. There are many science fiction stories out there, but for a book to be considered good science fiction, it must have certain characteristics. The first characteristic must be that it has a strong theme based on human existence, and those themes cannot rely on space and time. Secondly, the story must have non-stereotypical characters who really believe in the science and who rise to meet and overcome the challenges in the story. Thirdly, the book must have a well-developed and plausible plot. Finally, of course, the book must have believable details, a pleasing writing style that does not talk down to the reader, and of course, escapist aspects with an interesting story. Of course, we cannot forget that there must be accurate, well-researched science, rules for imaginary or invented science, and rely on the science but not on coincidence. The book cites many websites as resources on scientific literature. For science fiction books, news, and reviews, visit locusmag.com, which offers the news from its magazine in electronic form. For award-winning science fiction literature, look no further than goldenduck.org. This organization gives out yearly awards in categories ranging from picture books to young adult science fiction. The website lists all its winners, past and present. Finally, readingforfuture.com is a website dedicated to providing resources and materials to help promote literacy through speculative fiction, which includes science fiction.